So the last part to do is this base. So let's just go in and use the shell only so we can have a quick look. It's got a lot of detail. There's cutouts and holes and quite a bit involved on this. So I've done it in 2 sketches to give you the dimensions. So going into here, if we click on here, I'm going to start with this outside profile on the plan, and then I'll do a cutout to come up and get the angle on the back face here as well. So I'll come out to 152, and it's 32 to that point where it drops down 2 degrees. So we've got 30 and 35 at the other end. So we'll go to extrude, and I'm doing this in ordered just as a variation. It could have been done in synchronous as well. So I'm going to start in the middle, hit the S key for symmetric, and type in the size. So doing that means that we can sort of just dimension without having to change the dimension. So again, -2 degrees, right mouse click to reset, still on the line command, coming off that center point. If I go here, S for symmetric, and this wants to be 30. Something weird happened there, so we'll come back to here. Picked up off geometry, so you've got to be careful of that. And then we come out horizontally. So let's put some dimensions on here. This just means that it's not going to change. As you see, as I entered it when I started, it sort of makes it easier. And I said this was going to be 152. So from here, let's use the trim command. So this trims a line back to the intersection like that. We can also use a trim corner. So we can this time click on the bits we want to keep, and it will delete the rest of it. Then if we close off our profile, this wants to be in line with that. It's not picking it up, so we just hover over it and it will recognize that. 2 degrees up to this point here, and then back out, and you see it goes yellow, which means it's now a closed profile. Just so that if I make any changes later on, it doesn't affect too much, I'm going to put some horizontal vertical relationships in just to finish constraining that sketch and make sure that it stays symmetric. I also haven't put in a angular dimension on there, so if I hit the A key, that changes it to an angle, and then I can add in an equals this one to this one to make sure that they stay. But so this is symmetric. If I hit the shift key, it's going to go back to unidirectional. I want to come up 12 mil and click to finish that profile. Right mouse click to finish. Gives me my profile. So now if we create this cutout here, we also want to come back down this angle here. So we've got this as an intersection point of 140, coming up at 54 degrees, and we'll do that as an extrude, cut on the front plane, and we'll start with a line here, 54 long. Now if I hit the A key, that takes me into the arc command, which is a tangent arc. This wants to be 125, and I want to click it on that top edge there. If I bring this out down to a point on here, I'm going to finish that. So we'll go dimension. I'll put that one in first. So these are coming through red because they are driving dimensions. If you're not getting that, then you need to make sure that you are setting it over here. I also want to put in a size on here. That's 7mm. I'll add in the radius. That has changed, so I'll need to change that back to 125. That one there we want to be 54 degrees. And as I said, we want that to be 140 from that in there. And I need to use a connect command to connect it to that line there. So you'll see it come back in and trim it back. So that gives me my profile. I'm going to leave it open and we'll close out of here. Because it's open profile, it asks which side, so we want to cut away that side. And if I hit the shift key again, we'll go symmetric, and I'll just come out past the end of the part and right mouse click to finish that. So the next thing I will add is one of these fins here. So this comes from that intersection point where the arc runs out, 54 degrees up. It's coming up to a total of 27mm high, so 15 up from where it was. We've got a 4.5mm rad on the end here, and the intersection point of that is 148 and 24 up. So I am going to do an extrusion on a parallel plane from here. So if we look at this, it's 16, so I'll be 8 from the center and then 3 thick. So I'm going to come forward 8mm and click to accept that. So the line command will start at that intersection point. This wants to be 54 degrees, and I'll dimension the height at a later point. Put that on there. So A for the angle. I said that wants to be 27. And I'm going to come from here. Sorry, with the line command, I want to extend that out. I'm going to use the parallel relationship. So I want to make that parallel to that one. And we have this 24 by 148, and it's a 90 circle. So circle by center, make that 9. And we can dimension to that. .148, I believe, and 24 up. So the end point is 152, which we have cut away. So let's add a line on the end here. Take it up to there for now, and dimension to that. So from here to try not to dimension to the key points because that can skew things from time to time. So that gives us our 152 to there, so it comes out a little bit and then round. So you'll see that we can use our, let's add dimension on there, and I will use the trim command again and remove the bits that I'm not interested in. So that gives me my profile for the fin, which is 3mm wide. It says something is disconnected, so we just need to see, yeah, so in the trim command I need to just get rid of that and that. So now when I close, it's got a open profile again. I could have drawn a line across the bottom to close that, but we'll specify that we want to come in, we don't want it symmetric, we want to come out by 3mm, and just drop that on there like so. So now what we are looking at doing is I want to put some radii on here. So these are 50 on here and on here. So I'll go to the round command, click on the 4 edges, and type in 50, and that gives me my edges there. Then if we look here, we've got a 6 radius on the end, and then we'll have a 2mm radius on the top and bottom edges and on the bottom here. So we'll stick with the round command and choose that. So right mouse click to finish, change this to 6.5, pick on the end edges, right mouse click to preview and then finish. And then we want to change that to 2mm, and I want to come in around here and on the other side as well. And not across the top there, so that gives me the profile that I want around here. I missed the edge on this side, so if we go back to this command, we can go back and edit definition. I can then sort of go to the select step and pick up on that edge there as well to finish that off. So looking back at this model here, we've got a 40-degree angle coming off both sides. Actually what I might do is I'll mirror the fin first. So if I come back to this protrusion and choose the mirror command, and we want to mirror this plane here to get the fin on the other side, and then I will do the cutout. So we'll go to the extrude command, choose cut, and I want to create the profile on the base plane. So for this, I'm going to draw from this point here. It's a 40-degree, so that'll be 140. Which brings it out to here. I'm going to right mouse click, go back up here. I'm going to create it as a single profile. So if I come into this point here, I can come down, and this wants to be minus 40. So again, I'm not too worried about closing it off. And if I close the sketch, I can choose which side I want to take away, that side, and bring it through to clear away that. If you want to, anytime, you can always rename these just by clicking the F2, so you can sort of rename these if you want to give it some definition. More the case in ordered rather than synchronous, because they don't have the same sort of effect. So now we've got some cutouts to do. So we'll start with this profile in here. So it's 22.5 and 15.5, 20 in. So if I go extrude, change it to cut, and I'm just going to, ideally, if you're working in ordered, you don't really want to be choosing faces. So let's go and choose parallel, because if something happens to that face, it can affect everything else. So if we go parallel plane from here, I can actually pin it to a point on there, but if that face does change, that distance still holds true. So if we go rectangle by center, and this wanted to be 15.5 wide, hit the tab key, 22.5, and orientation is 0, so I'll just hit enter. So then I can add my dimensions. Again, having sketched it to start with, means that it will hold nicely. So that wants to be 20, and that constrains the profile. So we close out, and if we look at this one here, you'll see that the depth on this is 1.5. So coming back into Solid Edge, I can just drop it down, type in 1.5 and hit enter, and then click to place that, and then right mouse click to finish. So now if we come back to this view, we've got that one created. So if we create the pocket here, you'll see that we've got a 18 diameter coming up to a 12 diameter, and it's 1.5 and 4.5 deep, and then we've got a 4mm hole through the middle. So we can create that as a revolved cutout. So if I go revolve cut, and again I'll do a parallel plane from there, and I'll bring it to a midpoint. I'm going to change that to all. So we come in here. So I just need to draw half a profile. So we come up 1.5, come in at 45 degrees, and I'm going to close that off. We've also got the 4mm hole here as well. So basically what I'll do is I'll add some dimensions. So this is a 9mm, 18mm hole, 18mm, 12mm. So that needs to be 9. Let's do that one first. 1.5, escape, click on the dimension. That gives me that one there. It should be 4.5, so I will place a dimension on there. That's going to fold out, so I will come back to this drawing here. So this was 7 overall, 1.5, that'll be 5.5, so that's 1 on there. So let's add a dimension on there. That wants to be 1 mil. That wants to be 45. 4.5 on that one, and the hole in here is 4 diameter. So we need to draw a line up from here to that intersection point, and this one wants to be, now you potentially could use a symmetric diameter on here rather than a so if you wanted to retrieve these dimensions through into the drawing, it would give you a correct value rather than a half value. So there is my profile to revolve, and because it's a revolve, we need to give it an axis of revolution. So we'll take that line there, and we want to, the extent has already been set as full extent 360. You could do a partial one, but we want to go the whole way. So that gives me my cutout in there. So then we've got some more cuts in the bottom here. We've got a 4 mil thick cutout for here, which is 87 by 27, and the distance on those is unclear. I think it's 5 from the center line. So if we come over here and we'll do an extrude, so just be careful when it gets flipped that you are putting them in the right place. So we'll go rectangle by center. I'm going to start that again because I'm not sure if I picked up off a key point, which I don't want to happen. If you want to do that, you can hit the Alt key when you place your point, and that stops it picking up off anything else. So as I said, this is 27 long by 4 wide, and I need to draw it 87 in from that coordinate system edge, and it's 5 mil from the edge here, I believe. So as I said, 27 long, 4 wide, and I will place that, put the dimensions on to make sure that they don't change, and I said that would be 5 mil from the coordinate system, and again going to the coordinate system, 87 is going to be the length, so we can do that, and then if I want to I can select that and use the mirror command about there and accept that, and 2.5 mil deep. So 2.5 gives me my cutout on there. So then we've got these 3 slots in here, which, as I said, 2mm deep, 2mm radius, and they're different lengths. So I'm going to use the slot command on this. You've got 31 by 51, and about the centre line is 7mm, 14mm. So 31, 51. So again, I am going to finish, and I'm going to use the last plane option, and I want to draw a line here and another one here. So these were 31, and then 51. So to get that, I'm just going to drag that one over. I'm going to put in a horizontal vertical relationship, and I'm going to go from endpoint to endpoint, and then I want to put in a dimension from there to here. That wants to be 7, and then between the two is 14. So that's the 2 outer ones. Then there's an inner one which is 33 in, 53 long. So go back to the line command, hover over here to get the center point, and 53, and 33. So that has picked up off something else. So I will delete that. You see the underline means that it's not to scale. That has got a endpoint connection, so it's connected to the line underneath, so I can click on that and delete it, and then go back to my smart dimension and change that length. So I've gone in as an extrusion, which I shouldn't have done, so I'm going to convert that back out to a sketch, which I should have done to start off with, and go cancel on there. So then if I rotate this round, I can go to the slot command, go into options. You want to be on an arc end, slot width wants to be 2, and go OK. Pick the 3 lines, and it wants to come down. So that's going all the way through. We don't want to do that. We want to go a finite extent 2mm and bring it down into there to give me my 2mm slot. And from there, if I then go into the round command and change that to 1, I can bring the edges of the bottom up to bring that around like so. So we've done this, we've done this, we've done this. So now we need to do the cutout in the top. So you can see that it's 3mm in, 20mm long, and then it comes out at 45 degrees. That thickness there is 2 mil, and then it will come up to have a profile in here, and that's going to be 38. So if we come back in here, so I want to create the cutout in here, so I will go to the extrude command and choose my parallel plane again for good practice. And again, I just need to come up to a point on here to draw my profile. So as I said, it was 3 mil in, so if I start with the line command, I can pick a point here. I said it was, I think, I think it's 5. I'll come 5 down. 20 long. And then this wants to come out to here, wants to be a 45-degree line. And then if I add my dimensions, so I can then use the offset command, click on that line. This wants to be 2 mil, so right mouse click and take it in that direction. And then I am going to want to draw a line on here. I'll use the trim corner to extend that in, and I will do a horizontal vertical relationship from this point here to the midpoint. And as I said, the length here is 38, so I'll need to add in another dimension from here to the end point and bring that back to 38 mil. I can then draw a line from here down to the other side, and then what I need to do is mirror some of this. So if I just take those pieces there, hold the control key down to deselect that and that, so then I can go to the mirror command, which is this one here. And I will then add in, because we've got 2 profiles in here, I'm going to just close these off. So that gives me my profiles. I can go, okay, it doesn't like the multiple profiles, so if I change that to a sketch, that means that I can then go extrude, cut, and this is at a depth of 10 mil. So I can then choose select from sketch, and likewise I can do it this time, create the cut, give a distance, and create that as 1. So I've just used the sketch command to do that. And then we need to do a boss. So this bit in here, so that should be 33 out from that edge, and it's an 8 and 6.5 diameter. So I can then do a circle by center, and I'm going to do a coincident plane this time. I'm just going to draw on here. You can see it's showing the orientation over here. That's the bottom left. If I hit the N key, it takes me around the edges to orientate the profile. So I'm going to take it down that way. Circle by center, I want to be in line with that, and 8, and then 6.5 coming off that center point, and it's a distance of I said 33 here. So if I go smart dimension, lock those two in, and from here to any one of these circles should be 33. Close the sketch and finish. So that has given me a sketch, and I can go extrude, select from sketch again. So if I pick up off both of these, I can come up and click on a key point here to get into there. So then I want to create a cutout of this profile here. So it's 4 up, 45 degrees, and this line here is 7 up, and then 45 degrees out. So I am going to do a extrude cut. I am going to choose a coincident plane. I'm going to draw it on that edge there. Just so that I can see where I'm working with, I can change the style. So if I go to hidden edge, you can see where that comes in. So I want to draw from this point here up 4 mil. That one wants to be 135 angle. I've just gone past where it should be, and again another 135 up to that top edge. So add dimensions. That one wants to be 4. That one wants to be 7. Create the angle on there, and again I'm not sure I've got a distance on that, so I will leave it as that, and then we can go angle, and I will make that 7 mil long and close that off. Let's change back to our hidden edge. So we want to cut away this part here, and we want to bring it up to that point there to finish this part. And the final part is to put a hole in this top edge. If we look at this one here, you see there's a 2.5 mil diameter hole centered on there. So if I go to the hole command, go to hole options, simple hole, 2.5, and if I just hover over there, I can go and place it on center there. And this one wants to be through all, So let's go to extent and choose through all, point it in that direction, and we have now finished the base.